What's up, y'all? Jason over here at Cog Hill. We are back working on the new goat pen. Let's go. What's happening, y'all? Jason over here at Cog Hill. When we left y'all last with the goat pen, we had gotten basically two sides of the fence up. We got the goat house ready to go. So today we're gonna try to hopefully knock almost this whole thing out. I don't know if we'll be able to move them today or not. We'll just have to see, but we're gonna take y'all along with us. If you missed that first one, we put this side up, we put that side up. We took this old tree house, redid the roof, and made it into the new goat house for our bucklings, because we're going to separate our males and females. We got a little bit more left. We got to pull the fence on this side. We got to hang the gate, pull the fence over here, and then basically cosmetic stuff like staining. And then we got to come back and put some more rail boards up. Then it'll be 100% through, and then we can move these boogers over here. What y'all doing?
Playing with our babies.
Are they happy to be out?
They're very happy. They're finding limbs that fell down from the storm. Tip doesn't want to be with them. He'd rather be with us.
Yeah, Tip's a people person.
He's not a person.
Tip!
He was playing with Foxy.
So we're fixing to pull this fence on this front side here. Our gate's gonna go right here. And so we set two new poles, put them in concrete because the other two poles are starting to rot on us. So these poles need to be stained. So I just got through brushing them off, and Mrs. Cog Hill's gonna come back and stain them. And then this one right here, because these are just, we save everything. And so these were poles that we had in our own an older chicken coop that we ended up tearing down, so we saved the poles. So you can see this one's got wire on it that's got to come off. So I'm going to take the cutoff wheel, chop all this off here. Another cool day here in Alabama. Yeah, we got it pulled, and I learned this from past experience, and a lot of y'all probably already know this, but I'm gonna put a gate here. But I pulled this whole run, so you don't have to pull it twice. You don't have to worry about it not being tight. I pulled this whole run and got it good and stapled. Then I'm gonna cut the gate out. But then I'm gonna use that piece I cut the gate out with, and I'm gonna screw it to my cattle fencing, because those fencings, the gaps are so big that a goat can go right through it. And that's what we did on this one over here. And I just took actually it's roofing screws. They had little washers made on them, and I just screw it into the fence, and it holds it pretty well. I'm having no issues with that one over there at all. To answer a lot of y'all's questions about what was I using to pull the fence with, I got an old grounding rod that I just keep to do it with because it's pretty rigid. And this fence here, I mean, this isn't no super duper thick gauge fencing, so it doesn't take much to pull it at all. If you pull it too tight, it'll just rip it. So all I'm using is this grounding rod and, oh Lord, and just the old cheapo come along, and that's it. Now if you were pulling something else, you could still use this setup, like if you're pulling goat wire, but I probably would you could do it with this, like you could run a strap here, here, and here, have 3 straps going to your hook, and that way your fence is pulled all equally. If not, you may end up like right here. Most of my tension's in the middle, but since this fence is so thin that it doesn't take much to pull it tight. But if you had a thicker gauge fence, you would want to pull it equally from the top, middle, and bottom, and they make things that you can do that with. But again, for this dog kennel fence, man, just a cheap come along, and you could use a piece of pipe. I just got a piece of old grounding rod. Thomas is helping. No peaches though, nowhere to be found. Yeah, so I'm fixing to go ahead and put this fence on this gate and just roofing screws like this right here. It's self-tapping, so you don't have to worry about pre-drilling them. It's got this washer head on it, so it'll hold the fence real good. So this is what I use to keep the fence on the gate, and it worked like a charm on the gate we got over there with them now. Now let's hang a gate. And what do you think about right here?
Yeah.
Alright. Set it up there so I can kind of get an idea what I need to clip off. Alright, so let's see here. Put it like that. So I think I can get by with this one. This one. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna fold these out. Alright, see if it'll fit in that hole. Oh, I cut too many, but it's okay. Then we'll put a piece of tin up here. We put a piece of tin right here.
So the ducks and chickens can't
That's right.
get
So
in.
the ducks and chickens can't get in and eat their feed, because they'll go to town on it. Is it covered up?
Alright, it needs to go a little that way so it'll be even in the middle.
Right
yeah,
there?
That's good.
Alright. Alright. So we got two sections here because we changed the location of the gate. The gate was originally going to go here. This is a 10-foot section. So all I got is 8-foot boards. So that's about all we're liking. And we got one over here because we actually put the gate over here, so we had to move this pole. And so that's why we're a little off. But it is shaping up. We're worried about them getting up under here. And while I was doing something else, Mrs. Cog Hill and Mary Carl came and put this lattice under here. And then Mary Carl had a brilliant idea because it was a pretty big gap under here. And so we didn't want anything to come in and out. And she suggested that we put that riprap rock around the house to keep anything else from coming in and out. And that was so awesome because we got a big pile of that stuff right there. I think the boys are going to be super happy with their bachelor pad. Hey Thomas, what do you think about it, old boy? You think it's going to be all right for them? Have you talked to Tip and Top about it? They say anything to you? We do got some little cosmetic stuff. Mrs. Cocktail's gonna come back and she's gonna scrub it and probably spray some Clorox on it and hit it with a pressure washer. And if it's got any spots that need to be stained, then we can touch them up. Then we're gonna put some 1x4 strippings right along here where the joints are and cover the joints up so that'll look nice. Of course, we're gonna come back and cut the poles off all the same size. Thomas, you know how to work a chainsaw? Now the only thing left for us to do is eat some VLTs. And a huge thank you to David. You know who you are. He gave us some tomatoes, so ours aren't quite ripe yet. He gave us some tomatoes yesterday, and we sure fixing to eat them.